Hi guys! Welcome back to our channel. So for today's video, I'm going to share to you tips kung first time mo magta-travel sa Japan. Disclaimer lang guys, yung tips na ibibigay ko, those are the things na naging effective sa amin ni Tito Mark. Those were the choices we've made na nakatulong sa aming trip for Japan. If you are following my channel, twice na kami ni Tito Mark pumunta ng Japan. One was 2023, last February. And then yung second, ito yung recent lang, nung April 21 to 29. So guys, before we proceed, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And hit that notification bell para ma-update kayo sa mga future vlogs ko. Guys, let's begin. Number 1 tip. Before you fly to Japan, it is recommended na mag-fill up kayo ng Visit Japan web. Tapos, fill upan nyo lahat ng mga details doon. Yan lang yan sa passport nyo. Nandyan lang din yan sa e-ticket ninyo. And then, once you've finished filling up the Visit Japan web, may makukuha kayong QR code and then take a screenshot of that QR code kasi very important yan pagdating nyo sa Japan hanggang sa makalabas kayo ng airport. You need to secure 2 QR code. 1 QR code is for the immigration and then number 2 QR code is para yun sa Bureau of Quarantine ba yun? I think Bureau of Quarantine yun. Basta I remember dalawa yun guys eh. Okay, number 2 tip is to bring a Japanese yen currency. Naka-experience na kami ni Mark ng dalawang klaseng ways kung ano bang maganda, kung maganda bang magdala na ng currency ng Japanese yen from here, from Dubai to Japan, or dun na lang mag-withdraw ng pera. So last year, dito pa lang, bago kami umalis na Mark, nagpa-exchange na kami ng aming dirhams to yen. So we have our cash, hindi kami nag-credit card doon. Pangalawa, which is this year, dahil wala na kami masyadong time ni Mark, and then actually, nung nasa airport kami, sabi ko kay Mark, gusto mo magpa-change tayo ng dirhams to yen. Sabi niya, wag na, doon na lang daw sa Japan. So, ibig sabihin, pwede mag-withdraw ng cash sa ATM machine, kasi may nagsabi daw na mas maganda yung rate kung doon ka na kumuha ng cash. I think, based on that experience, mas maganda na nagpa-change na kami ni Mark ng dirhams to yen. Feeling ko, guys, mas maganda yung rate na nakuha namin back from Dubai kesa sa mag-withdraw kami ng cash sa Japan. Kasi itong latest trip namin, in every lapad, in one lapad, that is 10,000 yen, may charge siya na 110 yen in every 10,000 yen na i-withdraw mo. So for example, kung mag-withdraw ka ng dalawang lapad, that is 20,000 yen, so another 110 yon. So para mag-accumulate yung service charge every time you withdraw. So yun ang aming nakitang disadvantage kasi may charge siya in every 10,000 plus yung rate, hindi ko din masyadong masabi na mas okay yun kasi kumpara sa pagpapa-exchange last year na dito sa Dubai. Pero I guess sa aming experience, mas pipiliin ko na kung in case bumalik kami ni Mark sa Japan ulit, mas mabuti pang magpa-change na lang kami ng aming dirhams from here para na pagdating namin doon, meron na kaming cash. Hindi rin kami masyadong nag-dispense ng maraming cash kasi sayang din yung service fee tsaka sayang din yung exchange rate. So, minsan, parang tinatansya na lang namin ni Mark kung kailangan ba namin mag-withdraw o hindi na. Number 3 tip, based on our experience, mas pipiliin namin ni Mark gumamit ng debit card. Let's say, pag nag-shopping kami, or let's say, kung nasa kainan, pwedeng tumanggap ng cards, we have noticed na mas maganda ang rate na binibigay sa debit card kesa sa credit card. Kasi yung credit card na meron ako, ang hindi magandang rate, parang luging-lugi ka sa exchange rate na binibigay nila. So, may mga shops na nagtatanggap ng cash, may mga shops na nagtatanggap ng cards. So it's best that we have these two mode of payment para kung saan man kayo mapadpad, makakapagbayad kayo. Okay, number 4 tip is to get a pocket Wi-Fi. Pocket Wi-Fi is shareable. So let's say, dalawa kami ni Mark, pwede siyang i-share. I think pwede siya up to 4 or 5 device. Hindi lang ako sigurado kasi, pero pwede nyo yan siyang i-ask sa counter dun sa airport kung ilan ang pwede makapag-share sa pocket Wi-Fi. Actually, you have two options, either to get a pocket Wi-Fi or buy a SIM card. Why we recommend pocket Wi-Fi? Kasi shareable siya. So, let's say, depende kung ilang device ang kayang gumamit ng pocket Wi-Fi, cheaper pa rin kumpara dun sa SIM card. Yung pocket Wi-Fi na kinuha namin ni Mark last year, that was February, we were there for 2 weeks. Kasi meron dong makikita mo dun sa mga listahan nila kung if you need a pocket Wi-Fi for 7 days, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, nandun yung mga prices na kailangan mong bayaran. So kami, dahil 2 weeks kami ni Mark doon, ang aming binayaran is 15,000 yen, which is equivalent to 443.11 dirhams. So dalawa na kami ni Mark. So hindi ka naman lugi. Kasi parang nasa 223 dirhams lang kada tao. Pero this time, ang nakakatuwa kasi nga, di ba nag-plan kami ni Mark ng aming trip, 1 night lang Okay, just to for those who haven't watched my previous vlogs, we received our e-visa on April 20. 21, lumipad na kami ni Mark. We only had few hours to buy our ticket, to book our hotel. Actually, wala nga akong masyadong na-plan na itinerary. So anyhow, the night before we flew to Osaka, si Tito Mark na pinahanap ko ng hotel. Sabi ko, ikaw nang bahala maghanap ng hotel. Basta importante, malapit lang siya sa train station. Yung nabook na hotel is may free siyang eSIM. Wala na kaming binayaran sa aming internet. So at least, for that trip namin ni Mark, libre na aming internet. Wala namang problema sa signal or mabagal, hindi, wala naman. So, importante lang na magkaroon ka ng internet is para makapag-navigate ka kung saan ka pupunta. So, if you're going to ask kung saan kami ni Mark nag-book na aming hotel, we booked our hotel in Klook. We booked our 7 nights in Coco Hotel in Namba. Number 5 tip, when you book your hotel, make sure na malapit kayo sa train station kasi most of your trip is maglalakad lang at magte-train. Take note guys, when you are in Japan, ang main transportation nila doon is train. Lahat ng tao doon makikita mo naglalakad papunta ng train. Very rare lang makakita ka ng mga tao nagtataxi kung talagang let's say pagod ka na or let's say sarado na yung train station. Pero you have to make sure na when you book your hotel, malapit siya sa train station. Number 6 tip is to take Airport Rapid Express train. Okay. Why I'm sharing this? Kasi we have tried 2 ways on how to get to our hotel na mas madali. Una kasi, no aming bakasyon ni Mark last year, the first time wala kami masyadong idea, nagle-learn kami sa aming mga experience. So, ang aming arrival sa Tokyo noon was evening na ata. Tapos, syempre hindi kami aware na merong Airport Rapid Express. Tapos, akala namin hindi yun ang dapat sasakyan. So, ang aming pinili na train is yung local train. Yung local train na yun, I think it took us, 2 hours ba? Or parang 2 hours and a half from Tokyo Airport going to Ueno Station. Pero itong trip namin ni Mark sa Osaka, nag-decide na kami na kumuha ng Airport Rapid Express ticket. So, ang bilis lang. Ang bilis lang ng biyahe. Siguro hindi inabot ng 1 hour. Wait, 1 hour ba? Hindi ko maalala. Basta alam ko mas mabilis yung biyahe namin from the airport to the hotel. So, at least kahit na medyo may jet lag pa kami ni Mark, hindi kami ganun kapagod sa biyahe. Plus, medyo comfortable yung aming inuupuan kasi nga parang reserved seats siya. Kasi nga nung kami ni Mark, nung nag-Tokyo kami noon, parang matagal pa ata bago kami nakaupo. Tapos, ang tagal ng biyahe kasi pag local train, ang daming stopover. Whereas, pag nag-airport express ka, konti lang, hindi lahat ng stations binababaan. So, my tip is to take an Airport Rapid Express when you arrive to Japan going to your hotel. Number 7 tip is to purchase an IC card. IC card is a reloadable or rechargeable card where you can use to pay your train trips. Pwede mo siyang gamitin pambilis sa mga convenience store like 7-Eleven or Family Mart. Suica card yung nabili namin ni Mark sa Tokyo. Sa Osaka, yung IC card nila is Icoca. Pero hindi na kami bumili ng iCoca card kasi yung aming Suica card, you can use it anywhere in Japan. So, sayang din naman yung aming card. So, yun na lang din ang aming ginamit nung dumating kami ng Osaka. In Osaka, and even in Japan, meron ko, let's say, kung nakafocus lang ang trip nyo only in Japan, only in Tokyo or only in Osaka, meron dong mga day, let's say 1 day or 2 days trips na unlimited na yung ride. Plus, may mga attractions na free na siya. Pero hindi namin na-try ni Mark kasi nga, una, yung sa aming Tokyo, hindi kami aware or parang nag-focus na lang kami ni Mark sa paggamit ng Suica card. Pero yung iCoca, itong aming Osaka, hindi rin kami bumili kasi wala nga kaming plano ni Mark sa aming bakasyon. So, mabuti sana kung nakaplan na yung aming bakasyon, at least pwede kaming bumili ng Amazing Pass. Ang tawag doon parang Osaka ba yun? Osaka Amazing Pass. Pwedeng may 1 day, may 2 days, may 3 days ata. Pero hindi na kami bumili kasi nga yung aming itinerary nga is pinaplano namin siya according sa kung ano bang aming feel kasi nga biglaan yung aming alis. The advantage of getting an IC card, it's because hindi mo na kailangang bumili ng ticket every time magta-travel ka. At least kung peak hours, hindi mo na kailangang pumila para bumili ng train tickets. So, again guys, depende kung saan ang lapag nyo sa Japan, you have to buy your Suica card if you are in Tokyo or iCoca card if you are in Osaka. 8th tip is to purchase JR 7-day pass. Okay? Okay, why? Kasi magagamit mo siya pag may kung yung itinerary mo covers mga long distance na mga sagalaan mo. So for example, kung 2 weeks ka and then your itinerary covers Japan, Tokyo, Kyoto, Hokkaido or anywhere else in Japan na malalayong distance, kailangan mong bumili ng JR 7-day pass. Pero magagamit mo lang siya within JR lines. Hindi mo siya magagamit sa ibang mga railway. Pero kung ang trip mo is, let's say, 7 days lang, and then, or let's say, lesser than 7 days, tapos nasa Tokyo ka lang, or let's say, nasa Kyoto ka lang, hindi mo na kailangang bumili ng 7-day pass kasi malulugi ka. So, what you can do, if you want to save more money, instead of using Suica card, let's say kung nakaplan na yung itinerary niyo for that day, pwede kayong bumili ng 1 or 2 days Amazing Pass kasi covered na yan ang trips niyo according sa kung ano ang railway na bibilhan niyo. Plus, may maraming mga attractions sa Japan na libre na pag meron kang Amazing Pass. That I cannot explain about the Amazing Pass kasi hindi kami ni Mark bumili kasi nga yung aming bakasyon nitong April, hindi planado kung ano lang yung feel namin puntahan, doon na kami pupunta. So we didn't purchase any Amazing Pass. Nag-stick na lang kami dun sa aming Suica card and then in-enjoy namin yung aming bakasyon. How to plan your 7-day JR Pass. If I can recall our vacation last year, February, we were in Japan for 14 days. We were there in Tokyo for 5 days. Hindi pa kami bumili ng aming 7-day pass kasi within Tokyo lang naman kami. So, ginamit lang namin ni Mark yung aming Suica card. And then, from the day na magta-travel na kami from Tokyo to Kyoto, that's the time bumili na kami ng 7-day pass kasi that day, which is day 1, magagamit namin yung 7-day pass na yon until makatravel na kami ng Hokkaido. We were in Kyoto for, I think, 3 or 4 days. So, pasok pa rin yung 7 days na pass na yon para mag-travel kami from Kyoto to Hokkaido. Number 9 tip, make sure na meron kayong internet connection. Why? Kasi importante ito para i-navigate kung saan kayo pupunta. You can search through Google Maps or maps ng iPhone kung saan kayo pupunta. For example, pupunta kami ni Mark sa Universal Studio. So, sa hotel pa lang, isi-search na ni Mark Universal Studio. So, nandun na lahat ng mga schedule ng trains, kung what time siya magdi-depart at ang arrival niya. And then, makikita mo doon yung train na sasakyan mo, kung saang platform, kung saang railway, and then ituturo din niya yung kung tama ba yung direksyon na dinadaanan mo. So, very important guys that you have your internet when you go to Japan para hindi kayo maligaw. Pero guys, take note, kahit na meron na kaming maps na sinusunod, kahit na pangalawang beses na kami ni Mark bumalik, hindi pa rin ma-avoid na maliligaw ka pa rin. Pero anyway, it's a charge to experience. Sabi ko nga kay Mark, pag bumalik ba tayo doon sa pangatlo, pang-apat, hindi na ba tayo maliligaw? Pero, kasi minsan talaga nakakalito, pero okay lang, masaya. Basta guys, grabe yung train system ng Japan. Sali-saliwa, kaya kailangan make sure mo na tama yung sasakyan mong train. And then, before I forget, yung Shinkansen, there is a timing ng departure, yun talaga kailangan mong sakyan on time. Number 10 tips, when you take your Shinkansen train, be sure to come on time. If not on time, come very early. Kasi pag once na miss mo yung Shinkansen na train mo, if you miss that timings, wala na, bibili ka na ng panibagong ticket. Why? Kasi may nag-check sa train kung actually never pa kaming chinek na aming ticket, pero may nakikita kaming nagpabalik-balik doon na chinecheck kung tama ba yung siguro kung may nag-occupy ng seat na yun, kung tama ba na nakabili ba ng ticket yung pasahero na yun. So make sure you board the train on time para hindi nyo ma-waste yung money nyo sa pinambili nyo ng Shinkansen ticket. I think guys, na-cover ko na yung mga kailangan kong i-share sa inyo based on our experience. Guys, again, I'm sorry kung hindi ganun ako kagaling mag-explain. I'm trying my best na ma-recall ang aming mga pinagdaanan ni Mark because we've been to Japan for twice. So, I'm happy na sa 2 times naming pagpunta ng Japan, naka-experience kami ng iba't ibang ways. So, for example, if you can remember, diba sa aming pagdating ng Japan, na-experience namin mag-take ng local train, which is ang tagal ng biyahe. In this vacation, nakapag-try kami na mag-Airport Rapid Express, which is faster compared dun sa una. So, at least, we can tell everyone, or we can tell you guys, na mas magandang kumuha kayo ng Airport Rapid Express when you're arriving to Japan, going to your hotel. What else? Ito sa may Japanese yen, sa currency. We have tried na magpa-exchange ng Japanese currency from Dubai, and then we have tried na mag-withdraw. In our opinion, mas pipili namin ni Mark na pag bumalik kami ulit, before we leave Dubai, kailangan nakapagpa-change na kami ng aming currency. Ang number 3 na masasabi ko din na it's best din na sinishare namin to kasi, di ba, sa Tokyo, wala pa kami akalam-alam, never kami bumili ng Amazing Pass or day trips. Sa Osaka, hindi rin kami bumili kasi nga hindi planado ang bakasyon. So what I can tell you guys as an overall experience, plan your itinerary well para kung alam nyo kung anong pupuntahan nyo for day 1 and for day 2, for day 3, makaka-decide kayo kung anong Amazing Pass ang bibilhin nyo. So, for example, if you are planning to buy a 1 day or 2 days pass, mapaplan nyo na for day 1, masisqueeze nyo lahat yung kailangan nyong gawin for that day. So, at least, smooth yung ang inyong bakasyon. Guys, overall, ang masasabi ko lang, when you go to Japan, it's okay maligaw, it's okay na may mga mistakes kasi hindi talaga ma-avoid yun. Kasi kahit din kami may mga mistakes, I wish on your future Japan trip na ma-enjoy nyo din yung inyong bakasyon. Same as sa amin ni Tito Mark. Guys, enjoy nyo ang pagkain. Definitely guarantee. Japan is the best place to travel. Hindi kayo madidisappoint. According sa amin ang bait ng mga locals, ang sarap ng food. If I base our cost of living here sa Dubai to Japan, we find it cheaper kumpara dito. Mas mura doon sa Japan. Ang importante, enjoy nyo lang. There are so many ways na makapag-save kayo. There are so many ways na makahanap kayo ng hotels nyo na mas mura. There's so many ways para makabili kayo ng pagkain nyo na mura. So guys, thank you for your time. And please, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye!